Okay, go. Okay.
Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is Facebook Live. My name's Helen Lacey, I'm the MD for Redberry Recruitment, and we're going to talk about New Year, New Start. Now, January is synonymous with people starting, fresh starts, whether it be sort of exercise, cutting out alcohol for dry January. But what we're here to do is just talk a little bit about how, as candidates, as people looking for work, what we feel that you could do sort of to help that sort of like kickstart that new year. The first thing I would say, it's got to be the right mindset. So, if you're umming and ahhing about whether you want to move, you really need to, I feel, make a decision, because ultimately, if it's the wrong time to move, then you're not going to be sort of completely in that right zone. We talk about a lot. We're going to talk about mindset, about having the right aptitude, about having the right attitude, because there will be times you're going to have knockbacks throughout looking for work, and so we're going to talk about the whole resilience. And about sort of, if you try and you don't succeed, then try again. So new year, new start. What does that mean to you as a candidate? Well, the first thing is you're going to need to get a really good CV together. Now, we used to do, but we don't do CV writing anymore, but we are happy to look and sort of give guidance. And we do have CV writing guidance on our website. But there are plenty of information out there. So I would say from a CV perspective, if you haven't got one, then go ahead and get something down on paper, even if it's just sort of what you've done, where you've worked, what skills that you've got, and keep it to 2 pages. I'd also suggest that you get a covering letter sorted. Now, there's 2 types of covering letters. One is going to be specifically for a role that you've applied for, and I would always advise that even if you're emailing your CV over, that you do sort of put a sort of covering email or covering attached letter to that as well, and also if you're applying for a job, say by the paper, quite old school, but there are still adverts like that, then you still put a covering letter. But it gives us, especially if it's an agency that's advertising, just a little bit more of an idea as to what it is that skills-wise, maybe where you saw the adverts. It might be sort of a multitude of medias that the job role's been advertised on. With both of those, so with CV and covering letter, do get somebody to spell check it, because sometimes you might have the right spelling, but the word might be incorrect, so it might just sound a little bit weird. Maybe they check the grammar, check the punctuation, and maybe the right font size and type. So just all of those things, just to make sure, because what you're trying to do is create that right first impression. So you want to be able to start, when you start applying for jobs, we've still got a couple of weeks left of January. It's flying by. It will be February next week, but at least now what you can do is sort of start preparing sort of your mindset if you haven't already. So CV and covering letter. Be confident. You need to sell yourself, so make sure that you have got everything out on paper that you possibly can. I spoke about resilience and about the right mindset. If you're writing this in a positive way, then that's brilliant. But if you're writing it and you're not too sure, and you're feeling a bit sort of down, and maybe you're not having a sort of happy mood that day, then that is actually going to come across in your writing. You're not going to feel that you can sort of air that correctly. So just make sure that you've got that you're feeling in a confident mood, but also be confident that you're not going to get a job straight away. If you do, fantastic, well done. But it might take time. And we come back to this whole resilience thing that you could send 10 letters and 10 CVs, you might get 1 reply, you might get no replies. Send some more, because ultimately, there is that perfect job out there for you. Try something new. Now, I think January is a great time for trying something new. I started salsa. I love dancing, so for me, I'm always testing my brain in some way. There we go. Natalie's in the background. She's my social media manager, doing a bit of a jive. We're not going to demonstrate because neither of us can do it, but well, not very well anyway. So try something new, because it will help you with that whole sort of coming out of your comfort zone. And that's what I feel like starting something new is all about, because if you continue to do the same thing, you're never going to know if you can do anything better or different. So if you've got an opportunity to transfer your skills into a different role, so I don't know, say you're got really good hospitality skills, so you've been in catering, you've been a waiter or waitress, you've served people, but there's a customer service job, perfect. The skills that you have when you're dealing with people and dealing with the general public are going to be great in a customer service role. So just have a think, and that's where an agency can help. So obviously, this is a little bit of a plug for Redberry Recruitment, but we as an agency, that's what we do. We deal and speak and educate both our clients, which are the businesses, and our candidates, which is like you guys looking for work, what it is that we feel is going to be best suited for the role. So for example, you might not have any particular qualifications in what our client is looking for, but you might have the right personality and the right ethos and the right sort of mental aptitude to go and work in an environment, because you've got transferable skills in another environment. And that is what we try and do, and educate our clients to take on a candidate, or to interview at least candidates that we feel will be suited. Now, we are in a candidate short market. So if you have the right attitude, right aptitude, right mindset, right resilience, then you are pretty much halfway there, because businesses can teach the skill. So if you're starting, sort of looking for a job in January, or if you're looking to change jobs in January, really highlight in your CV the transferable skills that you have, and maybe just look at the jobs that you're applying for, maybe in a different light. Don't just look at the job title, because sometimes actually the job title doesn't always explain exactly what the job is about, especially for businesses advertising it directly themselves. They might not sort of understand sort of the actual, so the duties themselves are really important to make sure they get that right person.
Oh, Helen, we've got a question here.
Have we?
How would we actually write and make it clear our transferable skills in our CV?
Okay. You could actually put a very clear title, like some people put key skills. You could actually put transferable skills. So you could actually say, transferable skills are, interpersonal skills, good negotiation. You could have where you can have good sort of face-to-face skills, especially if you're dealing, say, with the general public. So I would clearly label it. You could also put it into your personal profile. Transferable skills would include, and then X, Y, Z. So hopefully that sort of we've got very, very confused Natalie looking. Everything okay?
Yeah, I had a text message.
A text message
regarding this? No, about my data usage.
About the data usage. So there we go. I thought, hopefully they're not dating. That's data usage.
No.
That's good. Natalie's newly married, so that would be wrong. So we talk about mindset. We're trying to talk about trying something new. So, for example, if you're not working at the moment, then maybe try a temp job. Some people think, temps, that's for people that can't get a job. Absolutely not. Temping is one of the best ways to increase your skills, to give you more transferable skills, to test the waters before, you actually, like the try before you buy. So equally, when a business is testing to see whether you're going to be suitable for them to take on permanently, you might find that actually, I've never worked in a solicitor's before, I've never worked in an engineering company before. Give it a go. You don't know. I have got many staff that work with me here at Redberry, where we've been going for 11 years now, that have started as a temp in a 2-week assignment. And I'll point in case, Emma Haskins is on maternity at the moment. She started as a temp and then obviously sort of progressed her way up. Craig, who's my payroll manager, he started as a temp for a 2-week assignment, and he's now been here for 8 years. So it does happen, well, probably because I'm tying them to the desk. You're not leaving. But it's normally because they've got something. And if you can get into a business and you're trying something new and you've got the personality and the skill and the aptitude, most businesses, if they're good at spotting talent, will obviously look at hopefully taking you on, or at least looking at some sort of progression for you. And if not, then you've got the experience, you've learnt some more skills, you might have met some nice new people. What else can we look at? Well, I think there are many ways of looking for work. So we've got obviously recruitment agencies. That is where more businesses are using us every day, more candidates are using us every day. But there are lots of job boards out there. So if your CV is brilliant and your CV and your covering letter is excellent, then upload it to the job boards. Now we use CV Library, JobSite, Indeed and Total Jobs. We have our own website as well, but the main job boards are the 4 that I've just mentioned. The Job Centre is out there, you have Monster, there's all sorts of ones out there. But you need to make sure that your CV is actually explaining what it is that you want to do, and that's why a good personal profile is important. But also, if you have supplementary sort of supporting covering letter, covering statement, then that will also help recruiters, but also businesses, also sort of pick you out from the thousands that are going to be on those job boards. I think we've dressed to impress, and I think again, if you get into that right mindset. You've got a great CV, you're applying for jobs, you've got the resilience, you've got everything in your head ready to go. Just maybe have a little outfit that you have in mind. It's like, think of a first date. If you're going somewhere for the first time, you want to make sure that you're impressed. Okay, every place that you go is going to be different, but an interview tends to be pretty much office environment. You might get a tour around an engineering company if you're an engineer, but I would still say go suited and booted. Now, it doesn't mean going out and spending a lot of money on a shirt and a tie and a jacket and nice shiny shoes. It just means going smart, okay? So if you haven't got enough money to spend, if you haven't got loads of money, it's not a problem. Just clean shoes, you know, iron shirt. You know, if you don't have a tie, have you got a jacket? If you haven't got a jacket, have you got a tie? Have you got a nice jumper you can put on if you're a guy, and nice trousers? For girls, you know, I would say, you know, you don't have to wear, you know, a suit. I've got a jacket on with me with a dress today. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, I say an expensive tailored, just as long as it suits you. The skirt's not too short. You know, the fact that, you know, you've got not loads and loads of makeup on, it's not as if you're going out clubbing. And I say minimal jewellery. Again, this is just my suggestions. If you're going to a tattoo parlour, I would say dress appropriately. So, you know, I think if you went in being prim and proper in a tattoo parlour, they might look at you slightly strangely. Funny enough, we don't actually supply to tattoo parlours, but you never know, we might do.
Why not?
So why not? That would be good. Can we go on Tattoo Fixers? That'd be amazing.
Oh my God, yes.
That would be good. That would be good. So if anyone can get it on there, that'd be excellent. So, you know, in a nutshell, what have we looked at? So we've looked at benefits of using a recruitment agency. You know, we will advise on CVs. We will help you try and get in front of the clients that potentially you have been able to. We will discuss transferable skills and look at putting you in a role that maybe you haven't thought of before, and it's free. No charge to you. We pay you for temping, we get you a permanent job. No, the client pays you, but you've got a permanent job. We will look at the job boards, but we'll suggest even job boards that you can apply and use as well. But equally, you know, you've heard a little bit today about the different job boards that are out there. What else can you do? Get your CV writing done, get your letter written, get the positive mindset, think resilience, think confidence, think that you can do it, have that right attitude, try something new. The transferable skills, try temping if you've not done that before, look at the different roles that you feel that you can apply, and really put that in, because when a recruiter or a company looks at a CV, they might not always easily be able to see those transferable skills. So it's really up to you, you know, because you've got to bear it in mind that not everyone is versed in doing this, especially not at the start. So give them as much information as possible, and expand those comfort zones. You know, whether it's for the work environment or whether it's doing something completely different. I've also booked a scuba diving lesson, actually.
Oh wow!
I know, my new year, January, new start. Honestly, I know I might not be able to do it, but I'm going to give it a go. So there we go. Hopefully that's some tips and pointers. If you're a client and you're interested in and how you can sort of do a new year, new start from a client and a business perspective, then we're going to be on Periscope Live at 9:30. So in about 15 minutes time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for questions. Please like, share, and get in touch with us, I think, via Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, website,
YouTube.
And YouTube. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care.